Hello everyone and hello. So this is an exceptional session and you're following us live on Carthage Plus and also you're watching us from Palestine. So welcome to everyone. We're going to spend this time together, and this is of course a joint broadcast between Palestine and Tunisia. Welcome to His Excellency Ambassador of Palestine, and we welcome dear ministers and also politicians and MPs who are with us today. Welcome to all of you. So we have also the jury and the members of the jury, and they have, of course, the responsibility to choose and to select. And today you don't have any relationship with what we're going to do. And you, dear spectators and viewers, you're going to actually choose and you're going to vote. And by the end of this program, we're going to know our president. And this is a new experience that started with 2,000, and today we have just three candidates. We have one female president and two male presidents, and you're going to choose. So I always want to do politics, and I didn't know how to start, and I wanted to participate, and I wanted to voice and to express my voice and the voice of all my generation. And I know that the youth now have the opportunity to participate and to govern, and I want to reform education. I want uh, the president to be a woman. It was a dream to many people, to many young people from all the republic. 2,000 candidates, females and males, participated, and they were so enthusiastic about it, and they wanted to live this experience, which was an exceptional experience, and they wanted to know we wanted to know our best candidates, and we, with the jury, tried to cover all the territory, the national territory, and every time they went to a city, a region, in order to meet with the young people and to see their qualifications and their capacities and competencies to participate in this program. Youth are able to make change happen. We want to enforce the projects that we are having now, like, for example, the highway lighting, etc. So there should be a law preventing anybody who is over 70 from running for elections. The participants and the candidates were different, and there were people who were so nervous, and there were people who were calm, etc. And after the selection process, the jury chose to actually start a very important phase, the academy phase. In the academy of I Am the President, the people started to participate, and everyone was trying to show and to prove his capacities and his potential. There are people who are good and that I sympathize with, and there are people that I'm attacking. Competitors are here in order to teach me a lot of things, but by the end of the day, I have to compete with them and I have to vanquish them. In this academy, the role of the presidents and the training of the presidents was not actually limited to the legal affairs, but also to political affairs, and a lot of guests from civil society and from the Constituent Assembly, and artists also participated and tried and also expressed their appreciation of our candidates. We understand this issue, and we actually programmed 45 minutes, but we spent 1 hour and a half, and it was a good experience to me. I learned a lot of things. I'm very happy. So the training was on certain issues related to background knowledge, and where they trained the presidents of the future before they go to be tested by the jury. So the role of the jury was difficult. It was to choose the 24 candidates out of the 2,000 in order to carry on with the different processes and the following phases. Then we had the prime show, which was something different and new to the candidates, and who were under pressure and stressful. And first time I come to the studio, and I'm going to try to behave normally. I hope this will be successful. I hope the questions will not be that difficult. So with every prime show, we have some candidates who leave, and some candidates, of course, who qualify, and sometimes the reactions of some candidates are not expected. So in the semifinals, where we had 5 candidates, and وفاء محمودي So today's show is live on Carthage Plus, and welcome to all of you. This is an experience that started with 2,000 candidates, then 124, and today we have 3 of them. They are going to compete in the final. Samah Abdel-Azim, we welcome him, please. Wafam Mahmoudi. Mahdi bin Amr. So please applaud our candidates. They made a lot of efforts to come to here, and we're going to see today the results of this training, of this long process. And this is it was an exceptional experience, the first in Tunisia, and one of you today is going to be the president. This is your day, and each one of you is going to present his electoral program. You, Wafa, Samah, and Mahdi, one of you, if you become a president, what would be your program, electoral program? And then after that, we will have the debate between you. We're going to have to ask the same questions to the 3 of you, and the audience are going to decide. So Samah Abdel-Azim, P1, Wafa Mahmoudi, P2, and Mahdi bin Amr, P3. And so we're going to start with Samah. Let's see your career since we started with the casting and until today. So we want to know you more, and we want to know your electoral program. Samah Abdel-Azim, are you optimistic? Yes, sure. So let's see your experience, Samah, in this video. Samah Abdel-Azim, 25, is an architect, and he's from Gabas, and he was elected in the beginning, and there was some disagreement in the jury about him, and then by the end he was selected. I hope you will benefit from the academy and the training in order to improve. Samah went through the academy phase, and during his participation he was calm and serene, and then he excelled and was distinguished. We chose him because he mastered the issue, and he was practical. He used to provide solutions to everything. And so the last name chosen by the jury is Samah Abdel-Azim. Congratulations. So thanks to the votes of the audience, now he's back, and he was elected, and he's now competing with the others over the I Am President program. Samah Abdel-Azim, your family is watching, your friends are watching, spectators are watching in Palestine and in Tunisia. Your number is P1, and they can vote for you. So you have 5 minutes now to introduce your program. Thank you. Yes, let's start. So, in the name of God, most merciful, most gracious, to the great Tunisian people, our country needs a new generation to be in charge of the reform that is needed in the politics and in social affairs in order to improve the living conditions of the Tunisian people. After the many sacrifices made by our families and our fathers and mothers, I promise you that I'm going to be honest and I'm going to work hard in order to achieve these goals and in order to respect the Constitution and to establish all the constitutional institutions as soon as possible. Second, we're going to make sure that we are going to respect individual and collective freedoms and rights according to the law. We're going also to improve the logistic and human resources for the military, for our military might, and in order to protect our country from threats. And we will fight all threats to the end. For we will try to improve and we will watch over improving the administration and the institutions of the state. This is the pillar in order to build a strong nation for the people. 5, we're going also to reinforce Tunisian diplomacy using the necessary financial and human resources and relying on promoting the image of Tunisia in all the world. And we're going to protect our position in the world as a peacekeeping nation and peace-promoting nation in the whole world. And by the end, we wish success in our work and for the good of our country, for Tunisia and for the people. And long live Tunisia and long live the nation. So wish you all the best, dear President. You still have some time, by the way, if you want to add anything. Only long live Tunisia, long live Tunisia. That's the best thing to end with. Miss, no, you're 25. You are 25, yes. So you're 25, and so your number is P1, 85, 85. You vote P1 for Abdulazim. Then Wafa Mahmoudi, we go to Wafa. How are you? I'm okay. You're not stressed or anything? No, it's okay, inshallah. So we're going to see your experience from the casting to the academy to the training, and then we will go back to you to introduce your electoral program. Wafa Mahmoudi. This is our candidate, Wafa Mahmoudi from KEF. She is an example of an ambitious lady, a young lady, whose ambitions do not have any limitations, and she actually ran for the academy, and she was selected, and she was of a strong personality. And if I'm going to work on local governance and engage everyone in the participatory approach in order to give the localities the freedom to decide. Tomorrow, I can guarantee that this will be representing all the localities in the country. I feel that I'm going to succeed, and I feel that I'm going to be qualified. So then she made it through all the prime shows, and she had the votes of the audience. And today she is the only female candidate for the presidency. Wafal Mahmoudi, so we have seen how you made it to here. And you have now 5 minutes to present your electoral program. In the name of God, most merciful, most gracious, dear sons and daughters of our people, in this exceptional experience that our country is going through in its democratic transition, the country, the duty is calling us today to establish a real republic that will actually make you achieve the goals that you have always aspired for. A Tunisia in the future, a Tunisia that provides all the necessities and needs of all citizens. We are here to actually try to promote and to achieve these ambitions and to provide decent life for all citizens and prosperity that is based on common values of solidarity, honesty, integrity, hard work, and respect of the law and of the state institutions. Today I talk to you trying to get your votes and your confidence, and I promise that I'm going to make use of all my prerogatives in order to achieve these goals. First of all, when it comes to protecting the country, and to protect the country, to protect the nation, and to on all levels, on the diplomatic level, on social level, on the military level, and this is the first point in order to protect our country and to protect our borders, sea borders and land borders. And here we are speaking about the threat of terrorism and organized crime. I will start with a full national plan in order to join all the efforts, military, cultural, social, educational, by creating a national agency for intelligence in order to prepare the main guidelines for a comprehensive strategy against terrorism. The second point is to protect the nation and to protect the citizens and to provide him with a good environment of peace, to protect citizens from disasters and natural catastrophes, and to provide water, food, and good health and good environment, a clean environment. Also to provide jobs for the youth and to train the youth, and also to try to integrate them in the productive cycle, and to and encourage them to run their own businesses, and SMEs are the solution today. Finally, we have also to protect our natural resources and also to protect our energy resources and water resources, and to guarantee the rights of future generations. And in the framework of implementing and achieving the Sustainable Development Goals of the UN. The final point in protecting the nation, it's also to promote the national economy and to stop foreign debts, because this is it could actually compromise our sovereignty. So we have to rationalize debts, national debts or public debts, and through studying this issue and by experts. And so I am committed here to make my best to have reserves of foreign currency in the country. Then, after the protection and the sanctity of the national sovereignty, well, we are also going to work on equal rights between men and women. As a president and as a female president and as representative of all citizens, and knowing well the big difference between laws and practice, I am committed to engage all the society and to overcome all the barriers that are facing full equality between men and women in politics, in economy, in culture. So today you all have all the freedom to choose the one who represents you and who represents your will and vision. And I promise you in front of God that I'm going to be honest in what I'm doing and in everything that I actually said in my electoral program. Thank you very much. Thank you, Wafa Mahmoudi. You are P2, not P1. P2. She is P2. So vote for Wafa, P2. And now we will continue with more electoral another electoral program with Mahdi bin Amr. Welcome. I'm fine. How are you? So you're always punctual, and so we're going to see your career and like your competitors. You are competitors now, not just friends and colleagues. We are colleagues. You're not competing with each other. We are, after all, colleagues and friends. Fair play. So let's see your career, and then we come back to you to see your electoral program. Mahdi bin Amr. Mahdi bin Amr, 24. He is a student and from Sfax. He is an adventurer who believes in science and culture. He was elected in Sfax and by a majority of votes in the jury. I really appreciate your personality and the softness of the way you express your ideas, your mastery of the language, and mainly I like the way you find solutions to problems. So Mahdi was highly talented, and he knows when to intervene whenever there is a problem. So I know what to use and what capacities to use in order to be a finalist. That was my strategy, and many people did not understand me in the beginning. And when I intervene, I always think twice before taking any action. So he was very successful during all the phases of this selection, and then he was so self-confident. And then he came back thanks to the votes of the audience. Now he is running for I am the president very seriously. Mahdi bin Amr, you can vote for him on P3 85-885. Now your electoral program, Mahdi bin Amr, in the name of God. Dear Tunisians, men and women, I am Mahdi bin Amr, and I'm running for presidency today, for 2019. So I really believe that we have the best program in order to save our country and in order to make it prosperous. We really believe in our capacities and in the capacities of our teams, specialized teams. Tunisia needs a strong hand today that is able to implement the law, and a leader who could actually mobilize all the nation for the good of this people. Without work, nothing is going to evolve and nothing is going to happen. We are now living the second republic that was built by the youth of the revolution and the blood of our martyrs, and I'm still one of these youth, and I believe in our values, and I believe in my responsibility towards this nation. So this is why. So I'm going to present my commitments to you during the next 5 years. First commitment, to protect the unity of the country and its security, and also to establish the constitutional institutions, and mainly the constitutional court. Second, to protect individual and collective freedoms, and to protect the freedoms and rights of minorities and all the categories in society. Three, the third commitment also is to coordinate with the government in order to fight the gaps between the social classes. Four, the fourth commitment is to fight terrorism and to invest in special units, and also to protect and to improve and to reinforce our military by new technologies. And so Tunisia is going to give much importance to the security of the country and of the region in general. Fifth, I will visit the biggest number of countries in order to promote the image of Tunisia and to have good relations with other states. Six, I will try to enforce the Maghreb Union that is actually mentioned in the Constitution. And 7, I am going to promote creativity and to establish prizes in culture, sports, and other fields. 8, I am committed also to prepare the necessary organic laws for the localities and local governance. And finally, dear ladies and gentlemen, I want your votes in order to implement this program, and I promise you the best for Tunisia. If you were great people, then vote for yourself at the right moment. Thank you very much.
So if this exercise was a bit difficult but very important, the following exercise is absolutely quite interesting and very important. You spectators and 2 presidents and 1 female president is the protocol when it comes also to write the speeches. And so we are going to see your ability to interact and you are going to see what are the shortcomings here in these speeches. So Mahdi and Wafa, you could intervene at any time within some topics in your program. So yes, the shortcomings, yes, the cons that you have noted in their respective programs. So they are in 2 months, in 2 minutes, they have the right to answer, and you should carry on later on. Thank you. First of all, I would like to thank them for their efforts deployed in order to prepare this speech. What I want to convey, but also to market here and to convey as youth, the politicians in place, they have to believe that every human work might be wrong, might not be correct. So I want to know what are the cons and the pros that you have, the cons that you have noted. In general, in this speech in general. So 2 minutes, please, if you want to. So the cons, I think that their program is absolutely too much strong, and it's really a competitive to mine. I would like to thank them very much for the effort deployed. And to be honest, the chains of ideas, but also the importance of ideas. So I personally am not really in a good position to be critical towards them. I think I wish that those who've been here, they're going to learn from their speech. Why not to learn and then to come up with something convincing from the both colleagues? And I would like to thank them very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Sabah, to treasure really the speech of your colleagues. So the same one, please, could you be critical and elaborate more about the cons and pros? So it's not going to be rather critical in the full sense, but I would like to say we are not here to be critical towards the content in such a brief time, because it's very difficult to judge or to get deep down into the content. But in most of the speech, they have get through the topics without really getting deep down or detailing the tools to implement their programs or what are the means. So it was really rather short and a general overview without getting into such details to talk, for instance, about the tools to implement the program. Samah and Nadia, do you have any other comments? Yeah. Okay. Samah, please go ahead. I think that the speech should be brief, and the citizen could keep something very interesting. We are talking about a statement here, a discourse, speech, but we're talking about a speech to introduce our programs for the people and not for the committee. So in my belief that it should be, could you like to have an answer? I would like to thank them first for the efforts. I don't think it's not up to everybody, or it's not quite easy to have a speech or an electoral statement. Either I think that most of the time the speech is going to be brief, and then the key titles or the key words. So what's really specific that has been the discourse here, the electoral or the speech is absolutely, I'm not here. So I have said that the main issues here, the main topics. So is there any particular issue that you want to comment? I wanted to listen more about the national policy towards the defense, because as a president of the Republic, unfortunately, I didn't hear this topic with regard to the defense. So the first one, I have talked about an overall plan to combat organized crime and terrorism. And of course, this is in particular a military and security task. So I said that I'm going to reinforce the human resources and the logistic support in order to reinforce the defense of our countries, and then we are going to face these terrorist threats to the last drop of our blood. Thank you very much. Thank you. We carry on, of course, with our President, Sam Hamdani, Mehdi Ben Amr, and after the break. Welcome back. We came back for the program. I am the president with the dear participants here. Welcome to discover who is going to be the president. Just to remind you, Sam Abdel Wafa Mahmoudi, Mehdi Ben Amr vote for 85, and so it's starting from 10:30 p.m. You, dear watchers, where are you in Tunisia and in Palestine? Just a reminder, we are in direct broadcast with Palestine. So we start straight away. The president and the two other presidents. So do you have questions in different topics? So I'm going to mention the topics and then the questions. Okay? Do you have questions? No? Okay, clear. Let's start. So let's start with the reports. And we come back to you after a few seconds. So the first topic, the foreign policy. Thank you very much, all of you, for following us. Just a reminder, this is a direct broadcast, and to remind the Tunisians and Palestinian spectators, the vote starts at 10:30 p.m. Abdul Azim, Wafa Mahmoudi, Mehdi Ben Amr vote on 85. And directly we go to the second part, where we are going to suggest for our president the contest. So, Mr. and Mr. the President, so the same question is going to be asked, and for all of you, and you're supposed to answer on each question. Time, how much time will you have? 1 minute? 1 minute and a half? Yeah, we have time. Okay, 1 minute and a half. All right. Okay, we start with you, Samah Abdeladim, the foreign policy. The first question to be asked is the stand, your stand, you put as a president from the relationship. Are you going to have relationship with Syria? So today, if we are going to talk about foreign policy, as a president, we have to really reiterate on the principle on which based the Tunisian foreign policy, which has been stable, which is going to be absolutely based on the same principle. So we should be a moderator or a broker for peace everywhere in the world. So the Tunisian foreign policy always has been the same conduct on the same really track that has been taken. So it's true that Tunisia has taken a decision at a certain time because, after all, it's a sovereign decision. We cannot judge it, it's correct or wrong, after all, as it is a sovereign decision. But here I would like to reiterate that Syria is a sister country and a friend country. We have always diplomatic ties, the Arabian and the same nation that we are having in common. So we should, I think, bring back our relations and definitely repair the relations with Syria. I think it's a very dear country, Syria, too, on our hearts. So when we say Tunisia and Syria are one same country, and definitely we have to work on to bring back. Samah Abdeladim, thank you very much. The same question for you, Wafa Mahmoudi, as a president, what would be your stand from the relationship with, are you with the cutting the relations? Syria is a sister country. We have in common very strong relations throughout the history. We are here to talk with the relations with peoples and not with political regimes. So the regimes, they are going to, and not really for forever, but the peoples are. So I think it's up to the Tunisian state to work actively, to play an active role and a positive role without intervene in the internal affairs. And this is really with regard to the principles and the guidelines issued by the United Nations. So we could really support any peaceful resolution or settlement because, after all, war and conflicts would not lead to anything. So we could really be a moderator and to bridge the gaps and to really speak the language of peace without intervening in the internal affairs of people. So I think we have to call for that the Syrian state should come back as a state, as a member state, because, after all, that what really is impacting the Arabian Syrian people is absolutely we are for the same cause. Thank you very much, and all of you. So, Mohammed Raj, the same question, please. What is would be your stand in cutting the ties with Syria? Tunisia, since independence, has got its own position within the foreign policy, which is to stick to the UN legitimacy and to the international law. But unfortunately, what happened that certain parties who were in the government, of course, they have acted. So today, as a candidate for the president or as a president for the republic, the first thing I will do is reopen the Syrian embassy or the consulate embassy, at least to get some hand for Tunisians who are still in Syria. So I think that we officially, I'm going to open the Tunisian embassy in Syria and the Syrian one in Tunisia. I'm going to deploy an effort towards this regard, but also as a representative in the Arab League. And this subject, I would love to work as a president of the Republic in order to have this position. Thank you very much, Mahdi Ben Amr. We carry on, of course, to the second topic and the second question. We start with you, Samah. The political regime. Today, there's so many calls to change the political regime. Are you for or against to change the political regime? First of all, allow me to say that the political regime is not really, it's a mixture between a parliamentary and a presidential regime. So the executive is shared between the cabinet and the president of the Republican, and of course the representative of the people, they have chosen this path. So definitely the decisions of the peoples could not be measured for years. They are going to be tested and measured for long time. So we're still learning. It's a long process, and of course we have to learn from other countries, but the specificities in our Tunisian society should be absolutely unique. As a candidate for the presidency, I think the presidential or the parliamentary or the half parliamentary, half presidential could be amended, could be adapted, could be absolutely in consistency with the Tunisian requirements and with the Tunisian specificities. And of course, I am for the change. I'm against this because this would have an impact for years to come. We are going to lose 5 or 10 years to come. So we have chosen to go straight away in the track. So we are going to correct each time our track. And I'm against amending or changing the political regime. Thank you very much, Mafa Mahmoudi. Here, within the presence of so many calls, as a president, what would be your stand? The actual political regime is enshrined in the Constitution, in the first chapter. This has got, of course, advantages, but also it has got its cons. Today, we are in a transitional phase, in a new democratic area. And I think one of the utmost priorities is absolutely not to amend this. So definitely there are advantages for sure, but we cannot say that the actual political regime is providing larger prerogatives to the president of the republic, but of course is not going to provide 100% power to the executive. But I think what matters here is the practices, and maybe it's a shorter time to judge really 4 or 5 years. I don't think in 4 or 5 years, in such a short period, we could judge this political regime. I think we should provide it with much more time in order to see really what could be implemented within the prerogatives of the president. Thank you. The same question is addressed to you, Mahdi Ben Amr. Would you think that we should really change the political regime? Our political regime in the first chapter is provided in the Constitution. So a parliamentary or half presidential, half parliamentary So I think it's with regard to the prerogatives of the Republic of the President is absolutely mentioned and stipulated in the Chapter 4 of the Constitution. So one of the most prerogatives of the President is the foreign policies and the defense policies. So I think that this has not really very well given to any president to fully enjoy these powers. So for the regime, either it is parliamentary or presidential, I think we need much more experience for 4, 5, and maybe 10 years. And I think even 10 years is a shorter period in order to judge. And I hope that main thing is that the Constitution should be implemented, because those who have written the Constitution, they've been elected by the people. And the people who have been, they're elected in order to write a new Constitution to implement this very politics. Thank you very much, Mehdi Ben Amer. You are going to vote him 85. You are made. So the following question, which is about the national security. As a president, you are going chairing the National Security Council. Do you think that the national security is only with regard or the field of the internal security, or other fields included? If we are going to talk about the overall national security as a whole concept, we should talk about the social security also, which should be included in the national security. We would like to focus also, in order to secure our country from outside, we should secure it first of all from inside. The military institution and the huge efforts deployed since the revolution to now is an institution that shows its disciplines but also its importance based on the respect of their duties. So the military institution is in dire need for support, and it should be a stronger. Why don't go for example, the military industry, weapons and very advanced, and we are really, as we had an experience in a partnership between private and public sectors, why not companies specialized in making arms and weapons? And definitely, like for example, in companies that they are going to make ships or warships, I think we should support the local industries, the local energies, the local qualifications, and the local brains. And definitely, we should work on to make Tunisia always brilliant all over the world. The same question in the field of the national security. As a president, do you think that the national security is only meaning the safety and security of the national territory, or are there any other fields that you think are part of the national security? Thank you very much. Basically, the national security is the overall security and safety of the national territory. Definitely our borders, territory, our territorial waters, the borders, but also there's the safety and security of the citizen. To safeguard the safety and security of the citizen. So we should talk also about the food security, environment security, so to have the right to have a non-polluted environment. And we are talking about the document about the 17 points in the development program. So I think also development, social development, economic development, but also to preserve and protect the environment and to guarantee really a secure livelihood and the security of our youth, to enable him to a dignified livelihood and really a dignified conditions. And so here we're talking about security and defense. These are the pillars, and definitely they are going to be conducive to the economic growth, basically by securing the borders and security and safety of borders and our homeland, and to guarantee a dignified economic livelihood. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Wafa Mahmoudi. the same question. The national security for you as a president of the republic, does it only mean the internal national security for you, or are there any other fields or sectors that could be included within the national security? Thank you.
The Constitution of 2014 mainly stipulated about the prerogatives of the president, including the national defense and being the head of the National Security Council. So when we speak about security, we speak about the security of citizens first. We should not speak about food security before speaking about security of the citizens, first of all. So as a president, the first thing to do is to reinforce military technologies. The military school and the academy, military academy. I want to create new schools for the military, because in Tunisia we are still dependent on many other countries when it comes to arms and when it comes to military partnerships. So we could actually work mainly on training our military officers. So because we need the security of the citizens, first of all. Thank you very much, dear Mahdi Ben Amr. Now let's move to the next topic or theme. It's anti-corruption. Samah Abdel Azim, a lot of efforts were made in terms of fighting corruption, but everyone knows that this corruption war or anti-corruption war should actually continue. So you as a president, how could you fight corruption? Thank you very much. So you previously asked me about national security, and as head of the national security, we have also to speak about corruption. The citizens should understand and should feel that they live in a clean country. When they work, they will find their rights. There shouldn't be injustice when it comes to the productivity and distribution of wealth. So anti-corruption is important for every country in the world, but in Tunisia we're not going to end corruption 100%, but we will create the mechanisms for anti-corruption. How to fight corruption in our administration and in our institutions. Sometimes we find, for example, audits. We find 5 audits, for example, who are doing all the work on the whole national territory, which is not enough, of course. So this is something unfortunate. There should be real will, political will to control and to oversee institutions, and we need to appoint the right people in the right positions in order to do this and in order to take the right decisions, and in order to use our resources in the best way possible. Thank you, Samah. Now, Wafa Mahmoudi, same question. In the anti-corruption war, so you as a president of the Republic, what would you do? And of course, according to the prerogatives given to you by the Constitution. So lately, there was coinciding with the elections, there was also a lot of talk about anti-corruption, and a lot of people are talking about it, and mechanisms and techniques of anti-corruption, and there are many. And every one of us has his own idea. Well, I'm not going to speak about the technical details and things related to experts, but from the point of view of the President of the Republic, I'm going to enforce the role of the High Commission for Anti-Corruption, because the current commission is not constitutional and is not under the rule of the President, it's under the executive. So this is why we need to activate this this High Commission for Anti-Corruption. That is probably the most important decision I'm going to take. And thank you, Wafa. Now, Mahdi Ben Amr, you as President of the Republic, how could you fight corruption according, of course, to the prerogatives granted by the Constitution? The President of the Republic is the first one in charge of the implementation of the Constitution. Our Constitution spoke about anti-corruption, And in chapter 6 of the independent commissions, it speaks about the anti-corruption commission. The current commission is not elected by the parliament, and it's not a constitutional commission. So this is why we believe that the state is weak in this respect. If the state does not know about the property of every citizen, then it's a weak state. So it's the constitution is something good, and the constitutional commission is good, but we need the property statements of all citizens, and there are people, unfortunately today, in the institutions of the state who are preventing that from happening. So the state should be strong, and as a head of the state, I am courageous enough and to fight corruption using all my prerogatives. Mahdi bin Amr, I'm going to continue with you now. We have 3 questions left, and I'm going to ask you now the question, then Wafa and Samah, and then we will be back. Mahdi bin Amr. The question is about economy. You as President of the Republic, if I ask you what is the first legislative initiative that is going to be made by you related to the economy, what would it be? There's something that I mentioned in the first selection of this program, and it was about the law project that I would suggest about taxation. Unfortunately, the citizens pay over 35% of their income. So there is no tax justice and equality in order to have also social justice. So the financial statement or the financial plan is should be signed by the president before it goes to the parliament. So I need to actually work on that in order to achieve tax or fiscal justice or tax justice between citizens. So some people are paying too much and some people are not paying at all. So we need to be rigid and strict. We don't have to have trembling hands or shaking hands. The president should be strong and should have the audacity to implement these laws, and mainly income tax mainly, that should be reinforced. So you as President of the Republic, and you, if they ask you to actually launch a legislative initiative in order to protect the Tunisian economy, what would be the initiative or the law project? So it's going to be an initiative related to the promotion and reinforcement of national economy and to curb foreign debts. It's about 58.7 billion dinars, and this could only lead to a catastrophe, exactly, at the national level. So today we need to actually govern the flow of products, and also we have to govern and to control random importation, and we have to improve exportation and to promote promotion and to promote productivity and rather than importation. So this initiative is going to be in this respect in order to foster a national economy. Samah Abdel-Azim, we're going to speak about the economy, and it's the same question. And a legislative initiative, a law project that you're going to suggest, and it's related to the economy. So before I do that, me as president, I have to start to find a solution for the economy in Tunisia. In Tunisia and in any country in the world, any country of the world is proud of its products. So we actually suggest to have the Wallis car to be the national car used by the national institutions, by public institutions. It's going to be the official car used by the state. It should be. This is an initiative that I'm going to implement when I become president, and every time We want to promote our economy. We're going to use our experts, our youth, our children who actually invented applications, smartphone applications. We're going also to valorize our traditional garments and traditional products. We have to show that we are, as a president, I have to consume Tunisian products first of all. So this is why as a president, the first meeting in the parliament or in Carthage will be, I will be in a Tunisian garment called Jubba, and I will be in a Tunisian car. Thank you very much. Mahdi Ben Amr. The Palestinian cause. And you called it the Palestinian right. What would you do in order to advocate and in order to support the Palestinian right or the Palestinian cause? I want to say Palestinian right, not Palestinian cause. This is the Palestinian right was actually defended by Tunisia before even the creation of the Republic of Tunisia. Before 1948, Bourguiba actually made some suggestions, and me as president, I will also defend this right.
على هذا الحق الفلسطيني، وقلنا كلنا انه الدول العظمى الموجوده في مجلس الامن او الموجوده بصفه عامه في الجمعيه العامه للامم المتحده لازم تعترف بقول الحق، لانه لا شيء يفزع العدو الاسرائيلي قد كلمه الحق. اول حاجه نحب نعملها هو اني ندعو الناس الكل باش تقول الكلمه الحق، لانه الحق يعلو ولا يعلى عليه. شكرا.
شكرا لك مهدي بن عمرو وفاء المحمودي كرئيسة جمهورية.
You as president, dear lady, what is the best way to support the Palestinian cause or the Palestinian right, as you call it? Our country, our Tunisians and Palestinians have very good friendly relationships, and Tunisia has always tried to make initiatives to actually support the Palestinian cause and the Palestinian right, because it's a fair cause. Of course, if we are supporting Palestinians and the right of self-determination and the right to have a state and the right to Jerusalem as the capital of Palestine, Jerusalem, which has, of course, a very important position. We are all Muslims, Christians, and Jews. We have the same feeling towards the Jerusalem or Quds. So the Palestinian right is a very old right, and we could not provide the real support to this cause. We can think about other relations with Palestinians. We can think about partnerships in economic partnerships, higher education partnerships, research partnerships, vocational training, etc. So we could actually make this with Palestinians, and there could be real partnerships. And there is a committee that is for the monitoring of mutual partnership or cooperation, and there are representatives of the Ministry of Investment and the different ministries in this committee. Thank you very much. Time is over. The time is up, so it's just 90 seconds. Samah Abdel-Azim, as a president, what is the best policy or the best thing that you will do to support the Palestinian right? In the previous session, we spoke about the Palestinian cause, and I don't want to say Palestinian cause. I prefer to say right, because when we say cause, there is a winner and a loser, but when we speak about right, there is only one right and one winner. Palestine. So, dear Ambassador of Palestine, you are welcome, and you're welcome to Tunisia, and all Tunisians welcome you here. So, like His Excellency said, Palestine no longer needs some support of anybody. So, financial support or food support. We don't need condemnation of what's happening, but still, it's our duty to do that. And what I said last time, I'm going to repeat it. Palestine today and the Palestinians in Tunisia today, they have problem with the French curriculum, school curriculum. French school curriculum, and this represents a big barrier to their success in Tunisia because they speak in English. They are educated in English and in Arabic. So why don't we provide French courses to Palestinians during holidays, or we translate the courses to them into English and into Arabic to facilitate things to them. So in order to be with them, we have also to make them able and help them to defend themselves and to defend their country. They should decide for themselves. Mahdi bin Amr, the next question is how do you see the role of the president with national institutions like, for example, the trade union, the UGTT, national institutions and organizations like, for example, the UGTT, which means the Trade Union Confederation, and also the UTICA, the Employers Association, the Lawyers Association, and the Human Rights League. These organizations and institutions played an important role in establishing peace and in the democratic transition. Of course, I'm going to have good relations with them, and mainly when it's related to how to manage the state in general. We have to listen to them, and we have to take their opinion into account since they represent the society and all categories of the society, whether the employers or the workers or lawyers and human rights activists. We're going to negotiate with them and to talk with them before we decide. Mahdi bin Abd al-Rahman, so same question. No Tunisian could actually deny the role of these national organizations, the trade unions, and the Employers Association. So they played an extremely important role in the history of Tunisia, even before the independence and after the independence and after the revolution. So as a president of the Republic, I'm going to discuss with these organizations, with all of them, and to take their opinions and their suggestions into account, and to try to find common ground in order, of course, to realize the needs and the demands of the citizens. Their demands also should take into account the circumstances through which the country is going. But of course, on every occasion I'm going to talk to them and I'm going to discuss with them all the national issues, and I will never take decisions without taking their opinions into account. Samah Abdel Azim, same question. So, same question. What's the role of the President of the Republic with these organizations? So these organizations are part of the foundation of the state in its policies, of implementing the financial plan, etc. So this is why I agreed the quartet, the National Dialogue Quartet, the 4 organizations that received the Nobel Prize in 2015, and all Arab countries should do the same and should actually have at least 4 organizations working together regardless of their differences. Let me speak about the UGTT, which is the Trade Union Confederation in Tunisia, and which had a lot of influence since the revolution, and I'd like to actually express my appreciation of their efforts. I greet them and applaud them. And of course, any human action could always make mistakes. Human beings could always make mistakes, but by the end, the role of the UGTT was extremely important. The right to strike is a constitutional right. And as a president, I will actually watch over the implementation and the respect of these rights, and the respect of human rights, and the respect of all rights given by God to all humans. Also, we have to guarantee the interests of our business people in Tunisia and employers in Tunisia. And also we have to take into account the opinions of our lawyers in order to achieve justice and fair justice in Tunisia, and fair courts and fair judiciary system in Tunisia. Thank you very much. Now, of course, you can vote on 85-885. Now, Samah, with the next question. What would be your first legislative initiative as president? Thank you. The first initiative, legislative initiative, is going to be to guarantee individual and collective rights according to the law. And here I'm going to speak about freedoms and rights. We cannot speak about freedoms and rights without speaking about the fourth authority, media and press. So the right of all journalists and all media people to express their opinions and to suggest solutions and to be active partners in society. So you have time. Concerning the legislative initiative, it's going to be mainly in the field of guaranteeing freedoms and rights, mainly for minorities in Tunisia. And despite all our differences, the people doesn't need an initiative, but the minorities, religious, ethnic minorities need support and need guarantees. Thank you. Wafa Mahmoudi, what would be your first legislative initiative? First legislative initiative as the president is going to be related to the return of Tunisian competencies and Tunisian experts from abroad, because these people were trained in Tunisia and Tunisia spent a lot of money and efforts on them. So we need to also pay attention to them, and we need a legislative initiative that would actually allow them or provide them with all the advantages and all the good conditions to come back to their countries. They could, for example, they could manage institutions, big institutions in the country, and they could make use of their experience for the good of the country, because today it's easy to go to people who have enough experience, have enough competency, and who have a new vision about the institutions and the way they work in our country. So they could actually be of much use to the nation. Thank you. Thank you, Wafa Mahmoudi. Mahdi bin Amr, you as president, what would be the first legislative initiative you make? The first legislative initiative is going to be economic mainly. I spoke about the tax reform, which is something very important today. A lot of people who have wealth are not paying taxes, and as you know, taxation is the main source of revenue for the state. And when we actually achieve tax or fiscal justice, we will actually achieve by the end social justice. So, and I will actually use all the experts needed and all the research needed in order to prepare this initiative, this law project, in order to reform the taxation law. Thank you, Mahdi bin Amr. Now we are going to move to the final question. The first country you're going to visit as a president of the Republic, Mahdi bin Amr. And why do you choose this country? The first country I'm going to visit is Morocco, Kingdom of Morocco, because we have good, strong relations with this country, since we are both in the Maghreb, in North Africa, but it's a leading country, also leading economy in Africa. In this visit, I want to discuss with them the Polisario issue, the Western Sahara issue between Morocco and Algeria, and after solving this problem, 2.5 of national growth will be a reality to all our countries. So, and we will negotiate opening the borders with Algeria, between Algeria and Morocco, in order to promote the Maghreb. Wafa bin Mahmoud, the first country you're going to visit as president of the Republic, and why you choose that country? The first visit is going to be to the occupied lands in Palestine, in order to tell all the people that visit in Jerusalem and the visit in the Al-Aqsa Mosque is not normalization. This is the duty of all Muslims who believe in or who feel that they belong to such lands. It's a support. It's going to be support to 6.5 million Palestinians. So support in order to tell them that our support is not just a matter of talk, it's also a matter of action. Thank you, Wafa Mahmoudi. Now, Samah. What's the first country you're going to visit and why? The first country that I need to visit should be a country that is so cherished in our hearts and that has a big influence on our foreign policies, and it's going to be the country that helped us during difficulties, during the colonization, for instance, when we needed support, when we needed help, during the revolution, no one stood by our sides except the Algerians. So the first visit is going to go to Algeria. When I'm going to use a civil airplane with all citizens, with normal passengers, I'm going to go because in Algeria there is security where we don't need security measures. So we have very strong relations with Algeria, and we have coordination, military coordination and security coordination. We have also strong economic relations with Algeria. So Algeria is our partner. It's not our big sister, but it's our sister. Algeria is our sister, and so long live Algeria and long live Tunisia. So we now, we finished all the questions now, and we have just 5 minutes left for voting. P1 Samah, P2 Mafa, and P3 Mahdi. Mahdi bin Amr, now I'm going to give you 1 minute, and then also you, Wafa and Samah. You're going to talk to the audience to say why they have to choose you and not Wafa and Samah as president. Dear Tunisian people, me as a candidate today, I believe that I have the most competent and the best program and during this critical period in Tunisia. I am here to be the leader and the commander-in-chief of the military forces, but also Tunisia needs work, and I'm going to encourage people to work, and I'm going to do my best to fight bureaucracy and to curb and to limit all the problems and all the barriers. I am here because I am the most competent to be here. I have the long experience, and I have a strong team and a specialized team. So we have to work together, hand in hand, in order to improve our country and in order to make our country big again. And if we don't work together, we will not move on. And my slogan was always, is together we can move on. Mahdi bin Amr. Now, thank you. Now, Wafa Mahmoudi, same thing. You talk to the people, you talk to the audience, and you say why they need to choose you, not Samah and Mahdi. Of course, we believe in freedom, and voting, of course, is an expression of freedom. You vote for the person who represents you, so you have the total freedom to choose the person that in whom you see yourself and in whom you see Tunisia of tomorrow. Samah Abdel Azim. Now people are voting. Still, we have just 1 minute left for voting. So please tell everyone why they need to choose you, why they need to vote for you. I'd like to say to our friend Mahdi that we are all competent, and he's not the most competent. And I tell them vote for Samah because Samah is somebody who belongs to the Tunisian administration, and we presented a realistic program. It was not theoretical. I can say I can do a lot of things, but no one can do everything. No one has a magic wand, but only people from the Tunisian administration who could actually do that and who could actually make things move on and improve. So I agree with Wafa that all citizens have the right to free voting, and I thank everyone who supported us from the very beginning and who are going to support us later. Thank you, Samah Abdel Azim. Now the time's up for voting. Voting is over during this live broadcast. It's about I am the president, so thank you and good luck to all of you, Mahdi, Samah and Wafa. Now we're going to have a break, and we will come back to receive to welcome our guests and to take their opinions, and they are going to give their opinions about what they heard and what they saw.
اسمعي. قولي. اي نحب نحكي معاه. حل تسمع فيا. وقتاش شو اسمها هيلد عندي شابو، عندي خديجة ولا إيمان؟ باهي. لا هيلد عاد. باهي عندي.
Welcome back again, everybody, in the program. I am the president. You are watching directly in Tunisia and in Palestine. Welcome. So we have finished the debate and the voting is over. So now our invitees, and the first is from Excellency, the Ambassador of Palestine. Welcome. Please, welcome. I'm very happy to participate this debate, mature and excellent dialogue, which really represents the energy of youth inside a very aware society, just like our brothers and sisters in Tunisia. So the future is going to be brilliant for Tunisia and for the whole world. So, Excellency, how do you judge, how do you see the debate of our presidents and the expression of the Palestinian right? This reflects an awareness and a deep thought, which is extraordinary thinking, and I think this type of new awareness and of course from the strategy of the reaction based on emotional to a reactional based on a thought, a deep thought, and to really express the right as a humanitarian right. And definitely it has been deeply on heart that expressed by our sons and daughters in Tunisia. Thank you. Thank you very much, Excellency, the Ambassador of the State of Palestine. And of course, the future is together. So, Mr. the Minister of Transportation, and please, would you like to come with me here? Please, welcome. Welcome. Mr. the former Minister of Transportation and the MP and the Minister of Environment and the Domestic Affairs, and definitely we would like to know how do you depict the speech of the candidates, especially when it comes to transportation and environment was not really present in their speeches. It's to be honest, I welcome all the views in Palestine or Tunisia. This really has expressed the hope and the aspiration of youth, and basically they're foreseeing for the causes and the issues they have debated and discussed on all the levels, either with regard to liberties or women participation or transparency, follow-up, and the role of the judiciary. So these are our issues today. As for the debate, as my interest as a Minister for Environment and Domestic Affairs, I think this sustainable development has been mentioned, and this reflects an awareness. I think all the future topics is about the climate change and all that would impact our economy. What do you think about it? I think that in the short time given to the candidates, they have absolutely mentioned the major topics. I think the president is not going to mention the tools, but he's going to stick to the main topics or axes, and he's going to call people to think and to have an ownership of all these issues and to debate and to discuss. And that's what really matters. So the sustainable development is going to be absolutely one of the major topics that is going to keep us busy for the next years. All these, I don't think the municipalities of the local councils, but also culture is going to be a main topic. And of course, the infrastructure, we want to have also growth. We are going to have a green country. So why not a slogan to have an organic Tunisia? And we have all the assets, we have all the economic sectors, and the Tunisian people today, we could really have have really great achievements in this regard. So let's see who is going to be the president and is going to adopt these slogans. So the former transportation minister and an MP, so the candidates, they have paid a visit to you during the field visit, so you know them at least. So how do you see their so first of all, I would like to salute and to greet and to congratulate all the Tunisians, and I would like to also salute the Palestinian people today, and a heart from our heart, our deep, really. So don't you imagine? Nowadays we are really broadcasted directly in Palestinian channel, and this is a honor for all Tunisians. Of course, the candidates, they paid a visit to me when I was in the Ministry of Transportation, and we were discussing, of course, about projects. One of them is very, very well important, which is the rapid metro. And I want to say something, that the high level, I have, of course, talked to them and discussed it, and I felt there's a high level in terms of knowledge, but also in terms of awareness. So today, these youth, we wish that they are going to involve in the politics. So I think they have really prepared the topics very well. So definitely, I don't think that everybody is going to really fully aware or know all the topics or is going to master all the topics. But after all, who is going to win? I think that Tunisia is going to win. The youth of Tunisians is going to win. So with the two presidents who are there, and I wish that after all, Tunisia is going to be the winner by this type of youth, but this level of youth. So we feel that they have really very well prepared that topics. So do you like how they the performance? Of course, there are certain similar ideas, maybe to some ideas to mine, the vision. And do you prefer one? What I'm going to tell you the truth. So if you are going to think about the topics, and definitely everybody has got maybe is closer to my ideas, so I'm confused a bit because each one of them has absolutely touched of some of the ideas of my preferences to certain topics. Thank you very much, Mr. Hisham Ben Ahmed, the former transportation minister and an MP. Thank you very much, Mr. Mukhtar Belloumi, Minister of the Domestic Affairs. Thank you very much. Thank you. So interactions of our invitees, invitee is absolutely very important. Thank you. Mr. Abdelhamid, please. Welcome. Mr. Abdelhamid Ijlasi, leader at the Al-Nahda political party. Mr. Abdelhamid, start with you. How do you see and how do you see the performance of the candidates? First of all, I'm happy. I would like to salute the Palestinian people, to tell them you are not alone. The former presidents and the actual president and the future presidents of Tunisia, all of them, they are with you. So second, I'm very confident in the future of Tunis. We have a huge pool, about 2,000 of presidents. They are there. So definitely, so there are 800, and then there's 3. So the future of Tunisia is there. We are very confident. Of course, I don't think there will be 3 who are the winners. I think there's 2,000 and even more. So I think that to advise you, so plenty so you are going away from the difficulties of choose 3 presidents. So the Kef city, so in the period, and then we have moved from to other governors or other cities. So from the performance side, performance-wise, there's a confidence, there's a confidence, but also they are mastering the communication. They understand really the speech, and really I would like to thank him. So I don't think there's something youth, something. So and of course we are in front of very standard ideas. We're expecting youth ideas. That means out of the box, really, that are really not very adult or very mature. So we would like the youth to be real youth. That means to think in a non-classical way. Okay, so please, the vote is over, but I was expecting youth really to express their ideas in a very young manner, very youth. But absolutely, I'm very happy with the whole process. So we used to have contests, we used to have voices, which was very good. And of course, the sport context, because at a certain time, politics were absolutely banned. It was forbidden. It was only in sport and music. So now I'm very happy that the context in politics. Thank you very much, Mr. Jalasi. So, Mr. Hassouna, we are having a conspiracy against the government. We are preparing right now a conspiracy against. So later on, we are going to discuss about that one. So let's choose the president, and then we'll talk about the government. Mr. Hassouna, so he's the MP. Please, please come with us here. Please, I invite you to come over here. Welcome. So he's among the youngest MP at the Tunisian parliament, and you've been the youngest also representative of the constituency. So the new bloc at the parliament, and you are going to choose one of them, is going to be ahead of the Samah Abdel Hadim. Oh, it's very good. Oh, you have selected. It's quite clear. Samah Abdel Aziz. Why Samah Abdel Aziz? I like his presence. I like the way he performs, the way he answers. There are certain questions that he needs a real politician. How he's going to really escape. These are from the same. Okay, I'm from the same city. Sure. Okay, it's quite clear now. All right. Okay. So maybe because he's. I like him very much. The other two candidates also, I like them. So today they have reached this level. I think it's thanks to those who are present here. So I think they have really created this atmosphere of contest, and they have pushed them, and they have selected, and they have qualified them to answer. So I'd like to thank those who are at the back office. They are really behind this training to make them like they are today. So I've been living in a contest and a debate, and then to answer directly, it's not quite easy. I think that the new generation, and tomorrow they are going to be politically active, and they are not going to really fear or really to abandon the policies of the politics, because this country cannot advance only by genuine politicians, and they are eager to work on politics to make conditions better. Thank you very much, Mr. Hassouna, the MP. The youngest MP at the constituency, at the I'm among the youngest, but he's the youngest. Politicians, yes. Yeah. A question. So the youth that you have watched today debating, so what is your perspective as a youngest MP at the time, a very critical time? I'm very happy that we see these young energies, and definitely through the debate, calling the political parties and all the organizations to rely on youth. So you can see we are seeing youth that could be at the highest ranks, at the highest positions, that could express all the concerns that concerns our people. So why not youth could be not involved or active in political parties? How did you vote for whom today among the? So the vote is over now. So, Samah, I think Samah Abdul Hadim. Okay. Wait. Why? Despite the fact that he's from my city, Gabes, there's something. Is he relate? Is there a relationship? Oh yeah, family. He's a family member. No, despite the fact that he's from the city, I think there's something close to my ideas. I felt that he's expressing really expressing the aspiration of the Tunisian. Thank you very much. Please welcome. I wish to thank everybody, but Carthage Plus also, it's a wonderful experience, and of course you are thanking, so let me thank you too as a speaker in here. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Abdelhamid. Please, let's welcome to carry on the member of the EZ, Mr. Bilgassem Ayashi, the independent body commission for election. So I think for a long time you are really taking care of all this. I personally was possibly surprised because I thought that we have finished, we've been over with elections, and I found out there's a new elections that are organized here. I was positively surprised with the level of awareness of these youth, and to be honest, they are having a fairly high level of debate, and the discussions knowledge-wise, and also the topics they've been mastering. And to be brief, please, and tell us you voted for whom? Yeah. So you are going to mention the name, Mr. Abdelaziz. So so with the presence of His Excellency, the Ambassador of Palestine, I wish that one day we are going to witness or to be participating in elections on the Palestinian territories to elect the future Palestinian president with its capital, Jerusalem. So the IZ, as it is, as I said, for Tunisia, and I think that today Tunisia is on the track, on the path of democracy, and started building and going towards democracy, which is going to be also, and I said, for Palestine. You are going to vote, or you have voted for whom? It's quite clear, my vote and selection. I'm not going to be impartial. So Tunisia has never had elected a female president. That's why I'm encouraging Wafa and Mahmoud, and I voted for her. And I wish her success. So do you have something to, any opposition to this? I'm from El Kef city. I didn't know. I didn't know. No, I didn't know that she was from El Kef city. The Minister of Environment, do you have something to? I've asked him because he's under oath. So definitely, and and asked him. So she's from El Kef city, and you are from El Kef city. So everybody, all Tunisia is represented today. Thank you very much. So we carry on. So where's the genuine Minister of Environment? You are Minister of Intelligence, and you are Minister of something, but are you? I'm not the Minister of Intelligence, but as that I've been working at the Tunisian administration for more than 30 years, and what I have gained, that I had new Tunisia each city, each single city, and I've been everywhere as a minister of local government. I know very well in detail my country. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Ayashi. I would like to say something. I wanted to say that today, Tunisia, every citizen, every Tunisian citizen could serve his country from anywhere, not only from a president. So we are going to have elections or to select a Tunisian citizen, a contest for a Tunisian citizen. Thank you very much. So the Young Lawyers Association, we welcome them. So he's not here, he didn't make it yet? Okay, no problem. No. For those who have worked hard, trained, but also worked at the academy, the family of the program. So the Common Ground organization, Khadija, welcome. Please welcome Khadija. Yeah. Thank you very much, Khulud. Thank you, the audience. Welcome in our home, the Common Ground, Search for Common Ground's Tunis office and the whole world. It's true that I am the president started with a dream that we didn't think that is going to reach this level or to be achieved. So thanks God, each dream could be achieved. So we have reached, we have covered from Bizerta to the smooth and south, Burj Al Khada in Tunisia. We have seen the Tunisian mosaic, and we have witnessed the Tunisian youth. I'm very happy that today we have achieved something. So president is just an example. It's the first TV president, and it's one of the, as our friend Raed from Tunisia, from Palestine, sorry, we are happy that we are seeing the fruit. So it's true that the program has given us an overview about an insight about the Tunisia and youth. So the future is brilliant because of us, and everybody from his own place, he could make a change and could participate in changing. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Khadija. The participants who were in the president, so I'm going to give the floor your
So we heard a lot of innovative ideas, and we heard a lot of interesting things and concrete things. And so, frankly speaking, we actually heard about your speeches, and we're very proud of you. And so this is why we are proud of the partners we worked with, and we started this program. And so I thank everyone who worked with us and Oman with us, and we worked also with Barami Productions, so I thank them. Were a good partner. Carthage Plus also, who opened this TV for us and without knowing us, and so this was enormous help. And also we actually received the support of the Netherlands, and we thank them for this too. And there were a lot of other people who helped us, so I'm not going to mention everyone, but so I'm really, I want to learn who is going to win today. And personally, I'm very happy that we have arrived to this end, and with the three candidates, including one woman. Thank you very much, Khadi and Khadija. So Heidi says that she's very happy and that we have achieved this phase, the final phase in the program. I'm not going to translate everything, so because I didn't know that I was going to translate everything. So so we actually We are happy that we achieved this program with all the networks, with the Palestinian partner, and also with the Tunisian production company, and with Carthage Plus, who actually allowed us to be with them without even knowing us. So a lot of, how to say that, all partners, many partners, she thanked them. So we thank all the partners, and mainly the Embassy of the Netherlands in Tunis and a lot of other partners. She's very proud and happy that we actually had 3 candidates by the end, including one lady. She didn't vote at all. She wanted to be neutral, and because in Search for Common Ground we don't vote, but we're very proud and happy. Thank you very much, Khadija, and thank you so much for all this. So the jury, they have a lot of things to say. You can read a lot of their ideas in their eyes. They have a lot of things to say, so we thank them. We thank them in our way, in our own way. We remember the members of the jury, how they saw it since the selection, the first selection, the casting, and how they actually reacted and interacted with the candidates. And so they became 24, and today they are 3. They were 3 today. Hatem Belhaj, yeah, I want the candidate. I want to be a candidate to the presidency. So here in I Am the President, we have Haytham Makki, Shaima bin Ma, and Hatem Belhaj, and Fariel Sharfuddin as members of the jury. I hope that there will be a reconciliation day for us. And candidates came from all areas of the regions of the country, and sometimes in difficult conditions. And all the members, each member has his own way to deal with the participants. I have a question. How much did you rehearse before you come to here? Haytham Makki sometimes gets emotional. So my mother actually had a fight with my father. Shaima was so close to the participants and always expressed her appreciation of their ideas and wanted to help them to the maximum, whether they are accepted or not. So the reconcile and taken decision and participation is something that has not been solved yet. Hatem, most of the time, takes the decision when Haytham and Shaima do not agree. So Shaima cannot say, I can't say yes or no, I will say it's possible. Good night. During the academy, so it was an opportunity for training, and the jury were so strict, and they chose the participants. And then the relationship between the jury and the presidents evolved. Fariel Sharfuddin then joined, and she knew about the presidents, and she was dealing with them more emotionally and warmly. And then she actually made them see the human aspect of these candidates. And the jury was always concerned about the final phase and the final selection. And now the jury has come by the end with these 3 candidates to compete with each other. This is the jury, and this is our jury, and I Am the President, and you could see from the they were with the candidates from the very beginning till the end, since they were 2000, and each member in the jury built a certain personality and for the candidates, and So I start with Hatem Belhaj. Hatem, how was the experience to you? You said it was a human experience. You always say it was a human experience. And the selection was not easy every time. And even during deliberation, you used to take time. You took your time. It was not easy. It was difficult. Yes, it was difficult. So I felt it was difficult. Because I felt it was difficult since the very first selection, and then when we chose the 24, we felt that they had more or less the same level, and then the smaller the group, then the choice would be more difficult. And this, and I'd like to ask Mr. Minister, where am I from? Where am I from? He said to the minister. And if they don't know you, Shaima Bouhlal, you accompanied the jury since the early stages, and you had a very clear view about it was about the candidates, and you had your own criteria. We feel it was an existential experience for me. What does it mean to select people? Who are we to select people by the end of the day? But it was a responsibility because each one of us had his own experience and visions. So anyone who actually sets himself as somebody who would govern, who would decide, should have actually the high competencies. So you need to be accurate when it comes to information, to knowledge, and also this was clear, I believe, and we try to be fair. Yes, Hatem, is this your real hair? A lot of people are asking. Fariel Sharafuddin, hello. You are a special case in the jury. You're lachrymose, and you always cry. So the candidates, when they speak, they look at Fariel in order to see her reaction. So don't cry, Fariel. We have to say that Fariel, in addition to being a jury member, she was also one of the trainers of the presidents. So yes, I'd like to welcome all the guests, and I'd like also to confirm what you said, because I believe that all the candidates have each candidate has a special place in my heart. I really love them all. I don't see them as candidates. I see them as friends. I'm very happy that they have achieved what they have achieved so far, and I'm very happy that they are improving. And when we see the difference between how they were and what they have become, I'm very proud and happy. They improved on many levels, include the 24 of them, not only the 3 winners. So I'd like to thank them all. Raise your hands, please. So you can see them now. They are so happy, and they were in the academy. Thank you, Fariel. Haitham Makki. How are you? I'm fine, thank you. Mr. Abdul Hamid, I'm a statesman today. I'm statesman. So, Haitham Makki, welcome to this program. I am the president, and you were a member of the jury. And why were you so strict, so harsh on them? I was not so harsh on them. They were bad. Or easygoing, let's say. Now, seriously speaking, I was trying to evaluate based on concrete suggestions, proposals, because everyone is speaking about the problems, and describing the situation without proposing any real solutions. And when you ask them about solutions, they say we have to promote the economy, development, etc., etc. We need somebody who has concrete ideas. And this is the question that I always ask. I want you to answer. I always ask them, if you all know this, when you become president, what you're going to do in concrete. I'm very happy, yes, I'm very happy because I like them, and I think that in my opinion, in my personal opinion, at least 24 of these candidates from the academy are better than 80% of the politicians in Tunisia. And politicians are applauding you here. So what I'd like also to insist on tonight, it's that when you like something and you want to achieve an objective, you have to go to the end. And the three candidates, and what I know personally, it's that Mahdi bin Amr was out twice, and then he came back through voting. Wafa Mahmoudi, same thing. Samah once or twice, I don't remember. Once, just once, yes. So two of them actually were outed twice, and then they came back. And then this is people who are tenacious. And so when you actually stick to the objective and work hard, you can achieve it. And second, all Tunisian youth need to understand that this is your country. If you're not going to work for your country, then it's very normal to have people that you don't like in positions of power. So you don't have to say that all politicians are bad. You have to be a politician and to be good. So we want the young people to be engaged and to be committed in politics instead of saying, I want that and I want this. So our political class and politicians agree with you. Now we're going to see the winner in the I Am President program in Palestine. The winner in Palestine is named Nama. Nama Madaniya, she was born in Jerusalem in 1994. She was the winner of I Am the President in Palestine. She had a BA in politics, and her participation made her gain self-confidence, and she was known of her humor during the program, and she was always getting ready before she went onto the stage. Her participation was a first step in her career, political career and professional career. Mainly that her qualifications and education mesh with this experience. She wanted to actually make a change happen and in Palestine. Today with us in Tunisia, she is with us, Naama Adawiya, with us today, the Palestinian president. Welcome, and Ra'ad Uthman. Ra'ad Uthman allowed us today to have the broadcast in Palestine. So thank you, Ma'an Palestinian TV channel. I'd like to start with Naama, if you allow me. Mrs. President, after participating in the program and you went through all the stages, how did you feel today while watching our presidents? Did you remember what you felt? So first of all, I greet the Tunisian people. We love them. And the Palestinian people greets the Tunisian people. And I'm very happy today that I am with you. Maybe today I remembered what happened 3 years ago. So I felt how I put myself in their place, because of course I was in their place, and we made a lot of efforts and we got tired to get the speech ready, etc. And I know that they all studied all the political, social, and cultural aspects in Tunisia in order to prepare the speech that they actually delivered. Your life, did your life change in Palestine? And after the participation in the program and after winning the title of Mrs. President, if I talk how it changed, I'm going to take too much time. First of all, I was a student, a university student. I was 21. I was graduating, and I had to keep a balance between my studies and the responsibility of this program. And I can tell you that I lost something, and I repeated the year because I knew that the Mr. President program, or I am the President program, was important to me because I had more knowledge about politics, about culture, and also I actually had a stronger personality, and now I became also a TV presenter on Ma'an channel. And I'm very proud of this experience and of the improvement that I had thanks to this experience. Professor Ra'ad, so I am president, I am the president. What about the idea and how it was born in Palestine? And today you are here in the Tunisian finals. Hello everyone, and in the beginning I'd like to thank all those who participated in this experience in Tunisia, starting with the jury and the participants and Carthage Plus and the Baramaj company and all the participants who in this program. The idea of I am the president started in Palestine, and this idea started because in Palestine we were trying to find an experience of a reality show that will actually reinforce citizenship and the feeling of citizenship among citizens and among the youth. So it was mainly to build a national identity, and this program started in Palestine, and we started stage by stage until we reached the finals, and it was encouraged and supported by the Mr. President Abbas Abu Mazen, who received the participants and the candidates, and he appointed the winner consultant to the president, to himself, in charge of youth. So this partnership, I hope it will actually, in collaboration with Search for Ground, will actually have more experiences in other countries, in Kenya, and then in Iraq and Tunisia, and then in Iraq, and we hope that we will have other copies of this program in many other countries. So the 24 who participated, seven out of them ran for municipal elections. So thank you very much, Mr. Ra'id. Thank you. Thank you. Let's go back now to our candidates, because now the time is approaching. Samah Abdel Azim, please, Wafa Mahmoudi and Mahdi bin Amr. So in a few minutes, in a few moments, so please come closer here. Come closer. Look at the screen, so there's suspense here. You can turn back because the results are going to appear on the screen. Turn back, please. To the screen, yes. Good luck to all of you, Wafa. The results. Who's going to be the president? Of the I Am the President program. You are all excellent, you all excelled, you all met the requirements, And this is what all our guests confirm, and all your colleagues confirm. I know that you have high heartbeats, and so you are all winners. Sincerely speaking, you all won. You're all winners. So you're smiling, Samah. They are smiling, so please applaud them. The winner, male or female, we're going to discover the winner now, live on the screen. Mahdi bin Amr is the winner. Congratulations. So come here. Congratulations, Mahdi. Congratulations, Mahdi. Mahdi. So the floor is yours. So first of all, I'd like to thank all those who supported me. I'd like to, like Mr. Haytham said, people believed in me. I was outed twice, and then I went back. I came back, and so people believe in me. I thank my family. I thank all the people who voted for me, and I thank the program, and I thank the organizers, the jury, the ministries, the ambassadors, the channel, and so so I'd like to thank everyone, because, and I thank my colleagues, because we are all presidents and we're all excellent. Congratulations, Mahdi, and you also did not lose. So Mahdi is my son, and I'd like to thank all the organizers of this program and the jury, and I'd like to thank the audience and His Excellency Ambassador, and also Mr. All the ministers and MPs, and I hope that we will meet soon. So your son became a president. Samah, congratulations, since of course you made it to the finals. So come closer, Mahdi. So yes, Samah, thank you. In the beginning, I'd like to say God bless my father, and also I'd like to greet my mother. So may God bless his soul. And I'd like also to thank all the audience here. I'd like also to thank the Search for Background team, Khadija, Yamina, and Sana, and so all of them. I'd like to thank them, and also the ministers and Mayor of Zahra, and all the people who voted for us and who supported us. And we'd like also to greet the team of the Chamber of Commerce who actually supported us a lot. And this is actually what made me feel comfortable when I was in the program. Thank you all. Thank you to the technical team. And thank you to everyone who participated in the organization and to the jury who were so strict with us and harsh on us, but they were also good to us. They helped us a lot. Thank you all. I wanted to say that you are the head of a group in the parliament, and so you have to. I'd like to say that we're all winners for sure from this program, and we thank Search for Common Ground organization for this program, because they believed in the youth and in their capacities and potential. And we thank everyone. We thank Carthage Plus channel. We thank the jury. And we learned a lot from their criticism. We thank the trainers. And mainly, we thank Mr. Ayad Bousalmi, mainly, who accompanied us during this period. Is he here, Mr. Ayad Bousalmi? Is he here? If Mr. Ayad is here, he needs to join us to the panel. Mr. Ayad. He helped us a lot, and he was with us during all the stages. So, thank you. I'd like to thank you because without you, we would not have felt that comfortable. Now, I thank my family and all the people who voted for me. Thank you to you also, Khulud. Like Samah said, we thank all our friends, and we thank the audience, and we thank the technical team in the backstage. Khadija Maalij, can you come back please with us? So the youngest MP, the youngest MP, please would you come with us? And then His Excellency, Ambassador of Palestine. And Mr. Minister of the Environment and Local Affairs should be with us too. So we thank you, and we welcome all of you. Mahdi, you're going to be the presenter now. Hatem Belhaj from the jury. Now the prize. So please, we're going to see the prize for Mahdi bin Amr, the award. Thank you very much. This 15,000 dinars. 15,000 dinars as an award to the president. Samah. Now you have the shield of the program. Mr. Ambassador, please, you're going to present it to Samah. Thank you. Mr. Minister. And to Wafa Mahmoudi. Fuad. The shield to Mahdi bin Amr. And let me be here in the middle. Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you all. And if you want to be here with us, with the President, so all participants, you can come now. Thank you all. Thank you all participants. Thank you to the audience. Thank you to the spectators. Thank you to His Excellency, Mr. Ambassador. Thank you to all those who came to be with us today. So Mahdi bin Amr, Mr. President, thank you to all and have a good night.
في برج الخضراء نزلت تونس ويلات